Alrighty guys, so just a quick video on what I've done so far with the wiring and a couple of things I probably didn't say or didn't point out when I did them. So I'm not sure if I pointed out that you can put a bulb onto for bleeding, basically. Your diesel, getting your diesel up to the pump and basically helping you bleed, because these old diesels, especially these om606s, take forever to bleed. The other thing I did was I don't know if you can really see it there. I used the original starter motor. It looks like it's going to work for that. If it doesn't, hey ho, I can swap it out, not a big deal. But what I did do at the same time was I took the oil pressure, or oil pressure, let me see if I can get that on it there. I took the oil pressure sensor off the NA606, and basically there's a little bung on the side of these plastic original turbo 606's housings, and you can basically just take the Allen key bung out and plug that straight in. So that's a swapping kind of play or easy job to do. That meant I didn't actually have to mess around with the harness here, so I have my oil level or oil pressure, and then also down here I have my oil level. So that's brilliant. That makes things a lot easier. I also, when I start stripping this apart, I have 3 different, as you know from the earlier episode, earlier, I won't call them episodes, but video, about the, let me see if you can see that, about the 103, M103 engine when I took it out. I had 3 different temperature gauges. This one fits lovely. There's one right there. And then I'm going to have to get a socket or a plug to fit onto that temperature sender there, or take one off the other engine, which I might well do. So there's my 3 temperature sensors. I'm not sure what ones do what. The commonality of this one throughout all of the engines would suggest to me that this is the one for the temperature gauge inside the cabin, just because it's on all the engines. And then I'm sure one of them, I think, goes to one of them, at least on a om606, goes to the relay for so it basically doesn't operate when the engine's warm and you go to start. Let's say you go into the shops and you come back out. But on a petrol, it might be something similar to do with the fueling, I don't know. So we'll have to do a bit of working out on what that is and which one to use, and everything like that. It might well be a case of I'll only use one of those plugs for the inside thing, and just let the glow plugs glow every time I turn on the car. It's not going to be the end of the world if it does that. The other side of things, so I have these blue wires here, that's my air con. And then I have lots of other wires. So there's a group of them back here that I know to be, they are all to do with the injection system. And I have then also, I have the ignition system plug for what was the Bosch unit that would have been sitting there. That unit just there on my ground. Then I have this here, which, going from memory, I think green and yellow, which is the cable on that, green and yellow is your rev counter. So I don't know if that is some way a crank position sensor or something like that. I don't know. It does look like it's just a ground, but it's not a ground in so much as ground in Mercedes language is always brown, solid brown. And then sometimes they put, I think, a brown and a black, which is a switched ground. Sometimes ground, sometimes not. But so green and yellow I think is ignition. Somebody might be able to help me out on that. So, or sorry, is my rev meter. So if that was my rev meter, would I then pull it into this flywheel position sensor that I have? And if not, where do I find would I wire this into? Like I'm obviously, there will be an equivalent on the petrol engines for a flywheel position sensor. I just don't know where that is on this loom. So and also, how would I, if I can't find it, and maybe I might go looking for a drawing on the wiring diagram for one of these. If I can't find it, how will I get my rev meter to work using the flywheel position sensor? Alrighty guys, I might well use this. As I say, that's the ignition system. Might use that for my glow plug relay. Equally, I'm sure, where's that feed gone? This feed here, which was for the I don't know how you would call it. It's for the ignition coil. Yeah, basically, yeah, it's ignition coil. So it's slightly different to the other system. So that is bound to be on the switch inside in the cabin. And as such, I could probably just use that, and that runs nice and close here, so I can just mount up my relay and be away. Like, plenty of good wire. I think this was rewired at some point. That's all really good wire there. And looks very fresh and everything. And it also, when I opened it, it didn't look like it was the OEM sheeted the whole way. It looked like it had been neatly done by an auto electrician or something like that. Alrighty guys, any help you can give me would be great. I need to find out what temperature sensor, or even if I should bother running a temperature sensor to the glow plug relay. Also, which one will power my temperature inside the cabin, as in the instrument binnacle, and then also my rev meter and my flywheel position sensor, how to get them up and running. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate any help you can give me. Cheers, bye.